Hey guys, what's up? So, I gotta do something about this microphone. So, I gotta get like a boom. Hey, I hope everybody's doing good. I know it's really late. I always stream really late. I do this after my daughter goes to bed. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm actually gonna unmute the video. It's up in this monitor up here. Make sure that you can actually hear it. So you might hear an echo. Give me a sec. I'm gonna sit back and listen to what it sounds like. Okay, so we're gonna lean forward. Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing good. I'm here with my Kramer. This is something that we've not actually talked about on the channel. This is my Kramer Beretta. I believe it's an 85 or an 86 based on what I could tell. I'm gonna review it at some point, but I love this guitar. This guitar, whoo boy, it really makes me feel good. Listen to this. I'm just gonna rip it open, right? You ready? Hello, Mr. Ryan. How's it going? Good to see you. Hope everything's going good. I liked your last video with that sparkly guitar. That one was definitely a looker. I really enjoyed that. You know, I saw a guy who looked exactly like you at a concert last weekend. I was at the Three Doors Down concert in Indianapolis. I don't think you're in Indianapolis. He looked exactly like you, and I knew it wasn't you, but I wished it were, because I wanted to say hi. So, I'll tell you hi now. Hello. Wilford Brimley. No. I guess you do look kind of like Wilford Brimley. That's funny. Has anybody ever come up to you and said that to you? Like some stranger? Has any stranger ever come up to you and asked you that? That's awesome. Many times. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I'm not going to forget that now. I might, next time I comment on one of your videos, I might say, "Hi, Wilford." So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a backing track, and then we'll do a little bit of talking, but I figure action, not words. Isn't that what Def Leppard says? Diabetes. Diabetes. I love it. Alright, this backing track is like a Jimi Hendrix style. Now before we do the backing track, I want to tell you about my guitar. So, this is an 85 or an 86 Kramer Beretta, American. Interesting story. So, when I moved to the town I live in 2 years ago, there was a Kramer Beretta body in a pawn shop with no neck. And I asked the proprietor about it, and he said, "Oh, it's broke. I got the neck, I got the Floyd, I got the body, I got everything, but I don't have a neck plate. So you can buy the body if you want it, but I can't sell you the whole guitar." And so I said, okay, whatever. And every time I went in there, I saw it and wanted it, but it wasn't complete. Long story short, the other guitarist in my band had a Kramer neck plate that fit this guitar, and he went in there and traded that neck plate for another guitar and some money or something. So the guy put it back together, and I ended up with it. I don't think this is factory paint. I'm pretty sure it's natural. I don't know if they relicked it on purpose or not. It almost looks like spray paint. I think maybe it used to be white. I'm not really sure. But it's pretty nice. The only modification I did to it was I put a push-pull right here. This is the humbucker. Oh, what is it called? It's a Seymour Duncan. Juarez? Does that sound right? There was like a person who made them back in the 80s that were like the good ones. Something like that. Anyway, it's 4-wire, so I wired it to this push-pull. So I'm able to do series parallel. I didn't do coil splitting, I did series parallel. So anyway, that's what this guitar is. So we're going to do a quick little bit of playing here, and then we can talk some more. was fun. Oh, I like the way this guitar sounds. It's ultra responsive. Thank you. It's ultra responsive. I mean, I can make it sound however I want to, you know? Obviously, this overdriven sound is my favorite sound out of a Kramer. I mean, that's kind of what Kramers were meant to do. Kind of thing that it's good for. But what I really like is, since I added this series parallel, if I put it on a clean setting, better than the pink one. I totally agree with you. I like that one a whole lot, and I love it for what it is, and I still think it's the best value for new guitars right now. But this one is what it's trying to be. I mean, it's not fair to compare them, you know? Because that's an entry-level guitar, and this one is like a legendary vintage. Everybody wants one, you know. I got very lucky. Put it that way. I do like it better than the pink one. But so here's a clean setting, and this is what is interesting. So this is in like regular humbucking mode. Okay, that's not clean. Hold on. That's clean. And you can hear that it's still kind of heavy, right? I mean, there's no overdrive at all. The gain's not even up that high on this setting. But if I pull it up onto parallel, it makes it quack a little bit. So, you know, that's a benefit to having series parallel, is that you can change it so quickly. I don't think that pickup has a clean function. It probably doesn't. This pickup was meant to be as loud as possible, I think. If I turn down the volume, maybe. So, alright, I'll turn it to like half. Roll that volume down. If I roll the volume down and put it in parallel, it'll do it. It's so responsive, and that's good and bad. That's bad because if you're not careful and you're heavy-handed all the time, it's always going to be overdriven. But if you're light-handed, it should, you know, have enough dynamic range to not pick up so much sound. But if I dig it, if I lighten up, so, you know, that's a good thing, I guess. So really, maybe it's more of my playing and less of my of the pickup. I've got a lot of latency again, man. This happened last time I tried to stream. So I get all this latency, right? So I'll be playing or something, and I'll hear it like half a second later. It's horrible. I don't know what's going on. It's almost like... is that amp setting? I don't know. All right. I chose to do a stream at midnight on a weekday, so I guess I can't really expect a ton of people to watch this. That's okay. This is for the few that show, you know, just to talk, and hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody's having a good week. Heat of the summer. Great day for my air conditioning to not work in my truck, but that's okay. I gotta go fix that tomorrow if I can. It's in the 90s. Incorporated as delay. That's kind of how I think of it, I guess. Let's do another. Oh, look at this. Leo and Dan Ryan. Leo James pickups versus Epiphone Pro Bucker. I gotta watch that. I'm gonna watch that later. It was 119 today. Oh man, that's terrible. I thought it was bad here. It was like 92. Man. That is absolutely horrible. Alright, let's do this one. I like this backing track a lot. This backing track's really fun.
A band of gypsies.
this, I'm hearing it like on the next beat. That's enough of that. I think that backing track is like 15 minutes long or something. It's just on my end. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I think so. It's together. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. I'm delayed, but you're getting the delay plus delay of going over the web and stuff. So I think. Hello, D. How's it going? Sitting here trying to figure out how to. Neck hurts from headbanging. Alright, I'm going to try to fix this audio real quick, because it's causing a lot of problems for me right now. So I'm actually going to go in here and edit this. Give me just a second. We're going to change it to that, and then we're going to do that. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. Okay, that fixed it for now. Okay, I think I fixed the latency problem. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I know it's very late / early, depending on how you look at things. But, you know, sometimes I come down here and I'm like, you know what, I want to play my guitar and might as well stream a little bit, talk about my guitars or what's going on with my gear or my band or my videos or review I've done recently. I actually did finish a new video yesterday. It's going to be up on Saturday morning. It's about a crate amp. It's the CR160. It's a 60th anniversary edition of a crate amp. So it's a really weird thing I found locally that I picked up for like nothing, and I figured I would review it because it's a really weird amp. It wasn't really a review so that I could recommend that you buy it if you see it, because I think it's rare. I don't know. But I wanted to make it anyway because, you know, this probably happened to you. You find something online or you find something in a shop or whatever, and you first thing you want to do, you want to do some research and figure out what it is. And so you want to go online and look up whatever the guitar or the amp is, and then you look at reviews maybe or listen to a guy play it to see if it's for you, because you can't try it yourself. So I made that video because there isn't really a review of that amp. I mean, there's probably like 8 people in the world who would even care about it, but I made the video anyway because it was a really, really cool looking amp. It's a tan amp with a wood grain on the front. It says Crate 60th Anniversary Edition. It's from 1982, solid state amp, and it's just a really weird thing. So I made a video on it yesterday and finished editing it, and it's all ready to go. In fact, it's on YouTube right now, but it won't go live until Saturday morning at 11 Eastern Time. 8 a.m. in Finland and 12 a.m. in Texas. Well, it's 1:15 a.m. here where I am in the Midwest of the United States, so all of us are operating on different clocks right now, it would seem. So, cool. Anything you guys want to talk about in particular, or should we just play a little bit more, or what's up? I've got a backing track ready to go if we want to do the playing route. I'll play. If you guys want to talk about stuff, just let me know. Okay, I will watch that. Yes, I do actually have a guitar in lower tuning. Let me go get it. It's sitting right over here. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so this guitar, we did a video on this. This is the EC10 ESP. I love this guitar so much. It's so nice. But I made it into it's actually tuned to B standard with 12s, 12 gauge strings. That was the closest I could get the tension to like a normal E standard guitar with 9s or 10s, was to do B standard with 12s. I've not tuned this in a while, so it might be terribly out of tune. Let's see. That's better. I don't know if this is B, so I just kind of tuned it to itself, but... Is it C? I know it's something standard. I got a tuner right here. You nailed it. It is C. Now we're in B. Really like into that kind of music. I mean, I like listening to it and stuff, but like, I don't know, this kind of stuff. I don't know, I'm just messing around. That's not the kind of... I got this guitar tuned to B to give it like, I don't know, when I'm writing rock songs or baritone 6814, thick for B tuning. Yeah. So this is only a 24/7/5 scale length. So it's not actually a baritone guitar. This is like a standard Gibson scale length guitar. So I went with thicker strings to try to compensate for that lack of tension on here. But it also sounds really cool, cleaner. I think that the buzzing you're hearing is the audio interface peaking. I'm actually going to adjust that right now. The other thing is that there's like strings up here, look, that I haven't cut off yet. it too. I do like Doom. I'll say that. I can get behind some stoner stuff. Sludge and drone. I mean, I don't mind listening to it. It's just not the kind of thing I play. You know, for me, it's more of a more bluesy stuff like that. But I definitely appreciate that kind of music. I love Sabbath. Sabbath is awesome. It sounds really good dropped too. Like I know that he played in some pretty crazy tunings, but like playing it really low like that is fun. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. House of the Rising Sun with drunk cowboys who also have one tune they can play badly. That's hilarious. I bet you can play House of the Rising Sun really well, though. Hello, hello. Yes! Okay, that is so crazy that you're saying that to me right now. Okay? Like 45 minutes ago, I was sitting upstairs in my chair in my living room, and I was on Amazon, and I saw that exact guitar. They had it in like what? Pink and blue, and I think there was a green one, and it had like a relic mark right here, I think. And it had a really dark neck. I saw that guitar. I think it just got listed on Amazon. I am a sucker for cheap guitars too. It looked really good, like visually. It had a really nice dark color on the neck. Yep, exactly. Yep, we saw the same one. I say go for it. I mean, a neck that looks like that's going to cost you 80 or 90 bucks by itself. So think of it this way. You're paying 70 or 80 dollars for a body and pickups and a bridge and tuners and a nut. I say go for it. I don't want to be a bad influence on you or anything, but I would say you should do it and tell me, because that way I don't have to. Thank you. So House of the Rising Sun is a special song to me. My late aunt, who she passed away about 5 years ago. She's the one who she really inspired me to play. When I was young, that was the first song that she ever taught me on the guitar. In fact, I own many of her guitars. That PV Bandit, right? You can't really see it. There, that silver one. That silver one was hers. So House of the Rising Sun's a special song to me. We used to play it together all the time. Have you seen the new Firefly tellies? Are you talking about the ones that are like super sparkly looking? They look kind of like a boxer telly with two humbuckers. I might be thinking of something else. I saw something recently, actually today, and it was a new Telecaster, and I think it had two humbuckers. It had like a really sparkly. It's similar to the one that you reviewed, but it was HH, and it looks like that Fender Boxer. They had it in like green and purple. Maybe it was a different brand. I might be thinking of something different. Cheap guitars, though. My favorite guitars used to have a Squier Telly. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this channel is about. I mean, at the end, the official description of this channel is that we talk about guitar, gear, etc., right? And it's just everything. But I know what people want to see is the cheaper stuff, because that's what most of us have. And that's what most of us can afford right now. And it's good enough. I mean, this guitar right here, you can get this for like $50 a lot of the time used. That thin line glary looks really nice. It's got the F hole, right? Yeah, cheap guitars are getting crazy. Absolutely crazy. You got the Kramer Beretta, pretty much everything that IYV is making. Leo is making some pretty good stuff right now. There's a company called Muso. There's one called Best Choice Products. I think a lot of this, and there's Firefly, obviously. I think a lot of this stuff is coming from the same place, like literally the same factory, and they're just like stamping different names on it. Like Harley Benton and Firefly and IYV all have very similar guitars, and I think they're just going out different doors at the factory. And they're so cheap. Like, I cannot believe what you can get now for less than $200. It's crazy. Redid. Yeah, that green IYV Les Paul, it's like anywhere from 100 to 150-ish. I haven't done it because my wife got me an Epiphone Les Paul Studio, and I don't really need another one. If I didn't have that one, though, I would have bought that IYV for sure. I've heard nothing but good things about those. And they're so cheap. I mean, they have a set neck. Even if everything hardware related is terrible, for $100 you're getting a good body and a good neck. Even if you had to replace the tuners, the bridge, the pickups, the nut, even if you had to replace all that stuff, you're still hundreds of dollars cheaper than an Epiphone Les Paul standard at like $500 or $600. Those SG and Les Paul Muse guitars are really cool. I like that they're like a modern take on a classic. Epiphone makes great stuff. They have a bad reputation, and I guess it's because their quality control over the years has been hit and miss, but I love Epiphone. Epiphone is a great brand. I highly recommend them. They're great. Let's see, I have an SG Standard. I have a Les Paul Studio. I have that Les Paul 100. Actually, those are the only Epiphones I have. I also have I have a Gibson Firebird Zero. We did a video on that. I have a Maestro Les Paul, which isn't really either Gibson or Epiphone. Don't know what you'd call that. They make good stuff. At the moment, Epiphone is destroying Squier in quality, as far as I'm concerned. Squier's making some decent stuff, but if you go pick up an Epiphone anything that's above like the LT range, you're going to get an amazing instrument. The Musi. That's the one I was thinking of that had the two humbuckers that looks like the Boxer Telecaster. It was the Musi, or the Muso, or Musu, or whatever that is. Almost the same. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this stuff's all coming from the same place. That explains their pricing is so low. I mean, it's been this way forever, but a lot of these companies like Fender and Gibson and everybody else rely on their name, their logo, their decal, and their brand loyalty to get you to buy it. Because if you just put on a blindfold and picked up like an IYV or a Firefly and put on a blindfold and picked up, I don't know if I want to say a Gibson, but maybe an Epiphone, uh, you may not be able to tell the difference. It's harder to tell the difference with Fender because they have bolt-on necks. So, I don't know. It's crazy. If image is important to you, which it's okay if it is, I get it if you don't want to take the stage with a Firefly. I get it. But if image is important to you, then yeah, you're going to have to pay that premium to get that stamp on the headstock. And we all have those that we want. I want the Gibson Firebird 7, 1963 Firebird 7. That's my white whale. If IYV or Firefly made a 1963 Firebird 7 guitar, I don't know that I would want it because I guess I'm a snob about that one. Mad Cat. You know, they reached out to me a few months ago. They wanted to send me a Les Paul, and I wanted the blue one. It was like a light blue metallic one. They never got back to me, though. So, hey, Mad Cat, if you're watching, I know you're not watching, but I'm just going to say it. Email me back. I want to review the guitar. I've heard good things about him. Ibanez neck through. Yeah. Yeah, my first neck through guitar was actually, I don't think I've ever owned a neck through. I have a set necks, but not like, you know, through the body all the way. Hit him back with an email. I do. I follow up with them fairly regularly because I really like the logo. It's like an abalone cat. I think it has a cigar. At least it looks like he's got one. Abalone cat sitting up on the headstock in blue or pearl, and it says Bad Cat. And it looks like a Gibson font. It's really cool. Ibanez humbuckers are pretty good. They are. I actually have a RG120 that I used to have one when I was younger, but I recently reacquired the same model. It was a Guitar Center exclusive from the early 2000s, and it has Infinity 3 and Infinity 4 humbuckers in it. I really like that guitar. That was my first guitar with humbuckers. It was only my second guitar that I ever had, and I lost it along the way. And I ended up finding one on Marketplace from a guy, and I made some trades and got it. It's laying in its case over there if you want me to go grab it. I think that those humbuckers are really good, and they can stand to be modded. I agree with you. You know what else has really good humbuckers? Old Peavey guitars. I have a Peavey Predator Plus EXP that has a licensed Floyd Rose on it. Those humbuckers are amazing. I love those humbuckers. Those in the Ibanez humbuckers are fantastic OEM humbuckers that you can usually find half or more than half the cost of something aftermarket that will do the job and be an upgrade for most cheaper guitars for sure. Okay, well, a good talk. The guitar we accidentally reviewed is possibly a neck through. One piece body with a neck through cap. They do that a lot now. Yeah. And I don't know that, I mean, there are a lot of purists out there that talk about that stuff. They're like, oh, this guitar is crap because it's got a bolt-on neck. Or this guitar is crap because it doesn't have real pearl fret markers. Or this guitar is crap because it doesn't have real PAFs. Like, come on. Does it feel okay in your hands, and does it sound good, and do you feel good while you're playing it, and if you were to be photographed holding it, would you be embarrassed? And if the answer to those questions follows, then it doesn't matter. Just because you don't think it's good enough for you doesn't mean it's not good enough for somebody else. Those baritone Squires are really cool. I know they make a Telecaster one too. Have you seen the new Squires? So they got rid of the Bullet line, and now it's called the Sonic line, and they made a Mustang, and my favorite color, it's red. It's the same red as my microphone. I'm thinking about getting one and revisiting a Mustang mod. That's what started this channel, was the Mustang. Doing it again with that Mustang. But on top of that, like in their higher end, there's a 12. They're re-releasing the Squire 12. It's a Jazzmaster 12 string. I think it's 400 bucks. That's one of the cheapest 12 string electrics you can buy that isn't like some Shenzhen China product. Like that's actually a reputable brand. It looks great. I really, really want that guitar. Bass 6 Bass 6 Squire 12. Those are two. I think they made a Squire 6, didn't they? 6 string bass, 12 string guitar. I want both of those by Squire. They look awesome. I don't think the 6 string bass has returned. I think it's still retired right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that Squire makes that. There may be a Fender one, but I don't think there's a Squire one. Yeah, P90s. I saw that. I mean, that's not that hard to replace. Especially if you're not going to do coil splitting. It's really just two wires that you got to cut and it does have a pick guard at least. So it's not like a Les Paul where you got to pull the cables out. You can just unscrew the pick guard, take it off, and put some humbuckers in there. Or put some single coils in there if you want to be daring. But that 12 string looks really cool. The Squire, man, they went to a really bad place in my opinion. Their bullet line was bad. You could get a good one. So let me say that. You could get a good one. There are good bullets that came out in the last few years, but most of them were not. I think I bought 3 or 4, and they all sucked. They all sucked ass. They had horrible fretwork. I was talking, I don't mean to rant, but I guess that's why we're all here is to talk. But I was talking to the owner of my local music shop today. I went and stopped and saw him, and we were talking about that. He's a Fender dealer, and he was talking about how almost all of those cheaper Squires that he gets, he has to have his tech fix them before he can put them on the floor. And he said, guys, these guitars are for new players. Why are you giving new players the ones that will cut their hands? They're the ones who have the softest, most sensitive hands that are trying to learn. Why are we putting this horrible fretwork on these guitars? I'm not saying they need to be perfectly crowned frets, stainless steel and all that, but make them not kill you. And that's what the bullets were like for me. All the necks were dry. The Indian Laurel felt like sandpaper. The frets were sharp. The hardware wasn't very good. I just didn't like any of them. So the fact that they're refreshing that line, I hope that means that the quality is better. I did play a few Sonic Strats at his shop today that just came out of the box before they were worked on, and they felt great. So I hope that they fix their quality control problems and that the Sonic line is better than the Bullet line. Yeah, the Silver Burst, that's my favorite color on a guitar besides this bright red. The red of this microphone is my favorite color. It's the color of my Dodge Ram. It's the color of my wife's Dodge Durango. It's the color of my microphone. It's my favorite color. I love that color. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not officially a replica. Yeah, replica. It's inspired by the Adam Jones. I'm mad at myself because about 2.5 years ago, you could get a Silver Burst Epiphone Les Paul Custom before it was an Adam Jones thing for like 250 bucks. And I had them in my cart multiple times and never did it. And now you're lucky to find one for less than 500, the older ones anyway. Because of that. Because they've re-released that color as a custom pro or whatever for Adam Jones, and it's like $800. So now the older ones are worth more. Don't you hate it when that happens? But don't cry over spilt milk. I mean, if I look around me, I've got like 20 guitars surrounding me. You can't see them all, but I'm not going to be sad that I missed one. I'm thankful that I have good ones. I've seen that over the parts of the world in England and in Europe, other parts of the world, that guitars are a lot more expensive. Luckily here in America, how do I say this nicely? A lot of people here give up too easily. Now, a lot of people here work really hard and get really far in life. But a lot of people here give up too easily. And because of that, there are often a lot of guitars, used guitars, with people who don't know what they are, selling them for less than they're worth. So we do have that luxury here. It's also a very large area, so you got national chains like Guitar Center that have used gear that you can buy online and have them shipped to you domestically. So that's an advantage that we have here for sure. I recognize that and I'm thankful for that. And I feel bad for people who live in countries that don't have access to these crazy deals that we find sometimes. I imagine importing stuff from America is very expensive. So I am thankful for that. Were there any guitars that I have that you've seen in the corner of your eye or that you've seen in a video or that I've reviewed that you guys want to see or that you want me to play? Show you? If not, I might just pick a random one. Hanging from a tree. Yannick, are you talking about the white one? Or are you talking about the Squire series black label? I'm very happy that somebody said something. I actually like that album. Don't shoot me. Yannick, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about my Mexican Strat? Because I own two of them. I have the black label, and I have that's the Squire series, and then I have the white one that I put the Hot Rails pickup in. I think it's had like 8 humbuckers in it this year. I just actually put another one in it, a cheap one that I found on Amazon. Is that what you're talking about? I do have it. Yes. I'll go get it. Pardon the buzzing. You're going to hear buzzing because I'm going to unplug this. Don't get your hair stuck in your guitar, guys. It hurts. Okay, here it is. This is my pride and joy, okay? So, I told a story on a last stream about this, about my Strat. So, I'll keep it brief. When I was young, my dad knew that I loved the guitar. I had a red Affinity Squire Strat. It was an '02. And I loved that guitar. I still have it, thankfully. By the way, if you still own your first guitar, never get rid of it. Ever, ever. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care if you're homeless. Carry it with you when you leave. Anyway, I loved that guitar. You know, that thing was special to me, and that was what guitars were to me. It happened to be this red color, and I think that might be why it's my favorite color now. So I had that guitar for a while. I ended up getting a RG120, and then that was that. Go back inside. Over 100. Of course. Have a good night. So anyway, it was my birthday coming up, and my dad asked me what I wanted. And I told him, you know, I want a new guitar, but I know it's really expensive, so we don't have to do that. He talked to my friends, and they told him he wants a white Strat because I learned how to play basically by watching Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock on tape and mimicking him. So I wanted one just like him, but I wanted a humbucker. So it was my birthday, and my birthday came, and I opened my present, and it was a white Epiphone Les Paul Custom with gold hardware. And I liked the guitar, but it wasn't the one I wanted. So has that ever happened to you? Somebody gets you a really nice present, and then you gotta... And so I didn't tell him I didn't like it, but he knew it wasn't the right one. So long story short, we ended up going back, getting this thing. I stopped playing for several years. It sat in a storage unit and basically rotted. And all the pickups broke, the pots broke, it rusted. It was horrible. So I've had to restore this guitar, but it looks pretty good now. So, sorry for my boring story. That's why this guitar is my pride and joy. So, here's what it sounds like. So these are the original pickups. I was able to fix those, but the humbucker, this one is a cheap humbucker that I found on Amazon. I might put a link in a minute. It is a good-looking guitar. It's very special to me. I love it. So anyway, let's listen to the guitar now, see how it sounds. Pride and joy? Okay. I have to reset my audio again, and then we'll do it. I love Pride and Joy. Pride and Joy is one of my favorite songs. We play it in my band every weekend. Let's reset the audio. There we go. Pride and Joy. Here we go. Make sure there's no... Whoa. I'm sorry. We gotta tune the guitar first. He is in E flat, yeah, but I'm gonna do it in E standard. There we go, that's better. Alright. Let's do it. end of time. My pride and joy. Keep us now, baby. There you go. His guitar is my pride and joy. That was fun. Thank you for suggesting that. I thought it when I said it was my pride and joy, but it wasn't on purpose, I swear. Let's get this back in tune. That's better. So, that humbucker sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Mary had a little spotted slowly. Child and was sure to go in. Followed her to school. What a time today. That day at school. I'm not going to play the whole thing. That's a really fun one, though. I like that. I love Eddie. He's my favorite guitar player of all time. If I only could listen to one guitar player, if I could only listen to one musician for the rest of my life, it would be Edward Van Halen. I'll never be as good as him, but I'll never stop being inspired by him. Everything he does. That's David Lee Roth impression. Yeah. Yeah. How's that? I I don't know Cliffs of Dover. I mean, I know the song, but I don't know how to play most of it because it's very difficult. That's as good as it gets, guys. I can't play that song. That song's amazing, though. That tone is my favorite guitar tone ever, besides probably Mean Street by Van Halen. Mean Street by Van Halen is like the golden guitar tone for me, but Cliffs of Dover, people have literally died trying to figure that tone out from that show, Austin City Limits. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, I don't know any of the songs by them. I don't know any Peppers, I'm sorry. I know a lot of songs, but mostly from the years of 1960 to 1990, give or take. I forgot about the new humbucker I installed in this guitar. Thank you, Yannick, for asking me to get it out. I appreciate it. Part of the reason I do this stream, you know, it keeps me fresh. Keeps my guitars fresh. Thank you. Any particular song requests or musical style requests or anything like that? I'm not going to say guitar requests because I'm enjoying this guitar. Is that an E? Spoon Man. Oh, it's in drop D. Is it really? Cold Gin's in drop D? That's crazy. I didn't know Kiss had any songs in drop D. There it is. Okay. Spoon Man. I like that song a lot, though. I just don't remember how the words go. I'm sorry. Spoon. I don't have any spoons. Interesting fact, my camera is actually sitting on top of my speaker, so when there's bass, it makes the whole camera shake. See my face shaking? Need to change my strings? Yeah, probably. I don't remember the last time I changed these strings. I mean, I installed a new humbucker and put new strings on it, but that was a really, really, really long time ago. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that song someday. I did Like a Stone. Actually, I recorded it, like the whole thing, Like a Stone. Let me see if I can. If I had the ability to play it, do you guys want to hear it? My version of it? It'll be weird though, because I'll just be sitting here looking at you while I play it. But I can play it for you if you want. I did Like a Stone, and I'm actually kind of happy with how it turned out. It's just I haven't posted it yet. I'll get it ready. If you guys want it, I'll play it for you. Digitech Whammy? I don't have one. I wanted one. No, I didn't. What I did instead was a stupid... So I played a really choked out Fender amp with like the treble gone. Like there was enough. And then I had my tone knobs rolled back on my guitar all the way up here on my neck pickup. Of this guitar, actually. It doesn't sound the same. I didn't do the wow, 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 wow. I didn't do that for the guitar solo. I wrote my own thing. What does my set list usually consist of? Well, I will tell you. Hold on a second. So our set list is all kinds of stuff. It's, so we're here in the Midwestern United States, and people around here really like country music, and they like Southern rock. So that's like things like Leonard Skinner. They really like that, and then they like music from the '80s, rock music from the '80s. So we play a couple Van Halen songs. We play Leonard Skinner songs. We play country music songs. We play, let me think off the top of my head, Tennessee Whiskey. We play Wagon Wheel. We play Mustang Sally. That's my favorite song to play live, I think. We play You Shook Me All Night Long, Sweet Child of Mine. So basically, you know, radio rock and radio country and radio southern rock. We actually added, I had practice tonight actually, earlier. I was at practice with them, and we actually are adding a couple of songs to our list. So working on some different stuff. Some that are I'm pretty excited to do. Radiohead, no. None of that. I imagine people would like that, but we don't know any Radiohead songs. Yannick, you know what you did? I think I'm going to have to take this guitar this weekend to my gig because of you. I'm serious. I forgot how comfortable this guitar is to play. And I forgot about this humbucker. Tell me, does this humbucker sound good enough? for the stage? I think so, but I'm biased. And one of my ears doesn't work, so help me out here. Yeah. So that's one of two things. Either the tuning stability is bad for one of two reasons. Either the strings are really old, need to be replaced, or I replaced the strings when I installed the humbucker and just didn't play it. So it just sat there, and the strings need to be stretched. That one or the Squire series. I 100,000% agree with you. I've been playing that Squire series more lately than usual because of the streams. It's the one that's sitting closest to me. You can't see it, but that's the one that's sitting closest to me. And I was thinking about taking that one this weekend, but I forgot about this one. And my parents are going to be there. So my dad got me this guitar, so maybe he should see it. Okay. Well, you want me to play another song, or do you want to hear my version of Like a Stone, or do you want to... Let me see if I have anything else that you might like. Thank you. I think it sounds pretty good. Hell yeah, that would be awesome to do what? I missed it. I'm sorry. I was looking at my other screen when you said that. That would be awesome if I did what? Played a song? Play some funk. Okay. Okay, I can do that. There's actually a funk backing track that I really, really like. And it's perfect for this guitar. I think this is the one. It's like 8 minutes long. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I'll play a lot of it. Review that Strat, thinking of getting it. Blacktop, thinking of getting an HSS. You know, I can't believe that I haven't reviewed this Strat. So, it is like a father tribute to play the guitar. You know, I think you're right. I think I'm going to take it this weekend. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need to review this guitar because you should get. I'm just going to tell you right now, you should get it. You should. Because the HSS does everything you need it to do. If you can get one with series parallel with the humbucker, or if you can wire it to be series parallel yourself, you're done. You have everything. I don't like vintage Strat trims very much. That's just me, though. But other than that, I mean, it's so easy to play. No, you don't have 24 frets. No, you don't have a Floyd Rose. But you can get a Strat with 24 frets and a Floyd Rose. In fact, I have one. We're not gonna talk about that one. That's a surprise. But yeah, HSS. Thinking of getting it. Do you want me to review it right now? Because I will. And I'll make an official video for it later. But if you want the very brief rundown, yeah, very brief run. I'll just give you a brief rundown of it. So you know what you're getting with this, okay? There's no like mystery. This is guitar. Most people, when you say the word guitar to them, they think of this. The humbucker thing is different, though, obviously. Are you seeing a dime? Yes, I have a dime. It is a Dean ML-X. It has very horrible pickups in it right now, though. But anyway, HSS Strat, I mean, seriously, if you find a decent deal on it, get it. Everybody should have one. If you can afford it. If you can afford it, everybody should have one. This is like a standard guitar that is... It does everything. I mean, I can play anything on this guitar, any genre, and it would work. It is more versatile than an SSS because you get 4 out of the 5 positions that are the same, but you also get the humbucker for harder stuff. So you can go from as light as you want. You can do all that with this guitar, and it's got a tremolo. It has everything. Definitely. The older the better, I'll say that too. The split coil doesn't really do the same thing. I will say that. I've tried every different way you can think of with every different form factor. I've tried it with Strats, Les Pauls, NSG. I've tried it with my Kramer Beretta. Every kind of humbucker you can think of I've tried in series parallel, and it's not the same. It's just not the same. The sound of single coils in the bridge is an acquired taste. Hey, Metal, what's up? I think everyone should also have an SSS Strat. You should have one of each. Best of both worlds is not coil split or whatever. The best of both worlds is series parallel. If you can series parallel your bridge humbucker and your Strat, that's the closest you're going to get, I think. And then you really would have something that does everything. Got to go back to work. All right, Yannick. It was great to see you, talk to you here, and thanks again for having me get the Strat out. I really appreciate that. So yeah, yeah. Hope I wasn't a bad influence on you. You're the second person in this stream that I've tried to coerce to buy something. I'm not trying to get people to buy stuff. I'm being honest. Still waiting for your brother-in-law to have some time so you can No worries, man. I've been super busy. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of my latest content, but I've been super busy and I've been dealing with like a hearing problem, and it's just not been a good time for me. So I'm sorry. We're gonna do that video or that recording. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with you, but we just gotta get through this stuff, man. Yeah, I love that song too. That Van Hagar is great. I absolutely love. I love Van Halen, like I said, but I also love Van Hagar. It's a different band, but it's also a very good band. I like their songs. It is justified. I think that you could stand to have both. I really do. 5150 is great. OU812 is great. Fuck is great. Balance is actually good. I like it. Van Halen 3? Look. I'm going to do a video on this. Van Halen 3 is not a bad album. Gary Cherone is not a bad singer. And I want to do that album justice, and people need to understand what it's supposed to be. It's not a Dave album, and it's not a Sammy album. And that's why it doesn't sound like Van Halen. But you have to remember that Van Halen is 3 bands. It's the original lineup, Van Hagar, and Van Halen 3. So obviously all those albums are going to sound different. There are some things going on Van Halen 3 that are really, really good. So you can play that right as I was closing was like, oh, yeah. Fire in the Hole is my favorite song on the album from 3. Fire in the Hole and Dirty Water Dog. I like those 2 songs a lot. And I like From Afar. Josephine is a pretty good song too. Seeing you play that right as you were closing YouTube. Yeah, I've had this guitar for how long now? Almost just about 20 years. Uh, it hasn't left me. I mean, I recommend you do it. You should do it. A Fender Strat, keep it. That one where Eddie played with a coin. Oh yeah. Was it Without You? Was it Without? I think it was called Without You. Hey you, dun dun, get yourself together. That's it. Yeah. Without You. I like that song. People shit all over that album all the time. It's the same reason people shit on Nickelback, and the same reason people shit on Schecter guitars. Is there merit to criticism for those things that I just named? Yes. Are they universally terrible and bad? No, not universally. I think that it's because it's the popular thing to do. Like, oh yeah, Nickelback, they suck. Screw them. Go listen to the song Never Again and tell me that doesn't pump you up. That's a good song. I'm gonna say it. Schecter Hellraiser, is it a joke design of a guitar? Is it like the meme guitar? Yes. Is it a cool guitar? Does it sound good and play well? Yes. Van Halen 3. Is it like nothing Van Halen ever did before or since? Does it have a singer that sounds really weird and different from what you're used to? And does it have an Eddie Van Halen on it that's drunk off his ass? Yes. Is it universally bad? No. So, I'm tired of this culture where we all have to hate the same things and we all have to like the same things. Why can't we like what we like? Why can't we call things good that are good? Call a spade a spade. Yeah. Nickelback, I like Nickelback. I will say it. I do. I like them. I like the way their music sounds. It sounds kind of artificial. There's some auto-tune going on and stuff in a lot of those songs that I don't appreciate, but the songs are objectively not bad. Gary does sing good. If you haven't listened to the new Extreme album yet, you need to listen to it. It's really, really, really good. That song Rise is one of the best guitar solos I've heard in a very long time. Nuno's still got it. There's a lot of really good songs on that album. And you can tell that Extreme are like, dude, we're in our 60s. We can do whatever the hell we want. It's like a concept album. And there were so many different things going on that album. It's great. Play the Nuno solo. I can't even play the first part of it. Okay, maybe the first part of it. That part where he's like... That's about it. Maybe the first 15% of it. And certainly not by ear at this moment. I have to listen to it. That part at the end is crazy. Now, am I falling in the trap? Am I saying that it's the best solo because everyone says it's the best solo? Or am I saying it because it is? For me personally, I will tell you that I heard that song before there was a story write-up about it, before the people were talking about it on YouTube or whatever. And then I went and seeked out those stories for confirmation bias that what I was hearing was great. And people agreed with me. Weird. It is a great album. I like Porno Graffiti a lot too. I mean, Van Halen 3 is basically an Extreme album with Ed instead of... Well, no, not really. It's more than that because you've got Michael Anthony and you've got Al, obviously. So, do I know Cupid's Dead? No, I don't. Sorry. Fire in the Hole off of Van Halen 3. My favorite song off it. First part of it, anyway. Yeah, you're right about the tuning. I think the strings just aren't stretched. Because I changed the humbucker and put brand new strings, but I haven't really played the guitar all that much since I did that, and I think that they're just... Yeah, they are way, way out. They needed to be stretched. Starcaster. Starcaster's doing great. I actually played it on the last stream. It's awesome. I love that guitar. It certainly does everything that I wanted it to do and more. Having a good time with it, really. It's back. You can't see it. It's back behind me. But yeah, it's been treating me real well. I have so many different strats. I've got this one. I have the Squire series. I have the Starcaster. I have my Affinity. I have a Bullet. I have a knockoff one that I built. I have I may or may not have an HM. So that's like 7. Plus I have a Squire in pieces on the floor over here. That's 8. But I took that neck off and put it on something else. I got the body right here. And then I have that Sawtooth. So I guess that's 9 strats. Yeah. Humbuckers in a Strat work. It works. It changes everything. It changes everything. Especially if you're not used to it. You're just like, whoa, I can do that. I love it. Yeah, I think I fell asleep with my guitar a few times. I got an acoustic over here. Actually, I never get it out anymore, but I had it out today while I was working on other stuff. I pulled it out and was playing it. It's nice. Nice change. If you're used to all this technical stuff and all this, the amps and the cables and the string gauges and the pickups and the switches and it's nice to just pick up a flat top and just forget about all of it, you know. I believe you. I do. I believe you. I can't claim that I've woken up still playing. I've fallen asleep playing, woken up trying to come back to what I was doing, but failed miserably. But I believe you. I believe that happened. I've done that with this very guitar. Yep. It's crazy the kind of attachment you can develop with an instrument. You know, when I hold it right here, you know, or when I hold it in general, just knowing that this is that same one. Yep. Been there too. Live Without a Net is amazing. When I saw There's Only One Way to Rock for the first time, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. That made more of an impression on me than probably any other guitar performance I have ever seen in my life. Like when I saw Sammy Hagar and Eddie Van Halen swapping back and forth on that solo for There's Only One Way to Rock at the beginning of that, that was like the craziest thing I had ever seen. Like I didn't even I knew who Van Halen was, you know? I had this and you know, that already was impactful on me as a musician and as a kid. But when I to see him in motion was like, what is happening? I couldn't believe it. And to this day, when I watch that video, it reminds me of that wonder. And, you know, that's what keeps all of us going is to get to that level. I'll never be at that level, but I'm never going to stop trying. But yeah, his solo on Live Without a Net, I think he does what? Mean Street, 316. He does Eruption, obviously. I think he might even do some Cathedral and maybe Spanish Fly. I can't remember everything he does in that solo, but it's amazing. Yeah, and then Mike does that bass solo like that too. He uses the same technique with the volume knob. I I don't know if I'll ever be able to play that. That and the intro to Mean Street, that tapping thing. I've been trying to learn that for 20 years. Yeah. It's really cool the way he did it. I looked into that, looked that up one time, just because I wanted to know how did he do this. I guess he's really only playing each of those things once, and he has a delay pedal. So instead of going, he's actually only playing it one time. And so when it's repeating, it's a delay pedal repeating it. But I mean, obviously he's still playing it, but it's amazing. That almost makes it more difficult, in my opinion, than just playing it straight yourself. Like having to time the delay, play it, have it repeat back to you as you move to the next thing, and also doing that thing with the volume knob. It's amazing. Like that's amazing. That and the tapping thing at the beginning of Mean Street with the harmonics. That's just memorization, probably. Like, it's probably not that difficult of a technique. It's just knowing exactly where to hit all those harmonics at the beginning of that. Yeah, I agree with you. That is an amazing instrumental. It's an underrated instrumental, for sure. Lots of practice indeed. Yeah, there'll never be another. Never. There will be people maybe who are better than him technically, but there will never be another guitar player that can take it to where he took it. And I say that because they don't have the advantage of time. He did it in 78 was when that album came out, right? Hendrix had done it before him. But where else is there to go? I mean, if you listen to anything that's considered new or cutting edge now from a technique standpoint, it's derivative of him. In my opinion. That might not be a popular opinion, but that's my opinion. Is that no one else will ever change the guitar again like he did. It's crazy. I don't want to just sit here and just talk about him for the next 2 hours, but he's my biggest inspiration for sure. And, you know, I got to see him, so I'm thankful for that. He was with Dave. I never got to see Van Hagar, but I got to see him in 07. So before Dave got worse. I mean, he was already bad, but before he got worse. Are you saying Panama, or Panama took you a year to get right? Oh, that. I like Tool. I'm not into that kind of music usually, but I like Tool. I like Tool a lot. I took my wife to see them before COVID, before the pandemic. It was like one of the last things we did before all hell broke loose with that and everything got closed. Yeah, their version of No Quarter is amazing. I really like the way that they do things musically. Very impressive. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I didn't do much playing this time, did I? I just talked. But, these aren't going to be the same kind of deal every time, right? Sometimes we're going to talk. Sometimes we're going to play. Sometimes we're going to, I don't know. I'll play that. Didn't somebody, you requested a funky track, didn't you? A funk track? I can do that right now. Let's do a funk track, and then we'll call it a night. How about that? I love that backing track. I love this guitar. Anyway, hey, I think that's all I got for you for today. We're going on 2 hours, man. I've had a good time talking to you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'm out of breath now. My forearm hurts. This happens every time we play Freebird live. Makes my forearm hurt. Anyway, I'll be back sometime. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I will be uploading videos every Saturday, as I always do. I will be uploading a health update on Thursday about my ear, and I will be live streaming randomly as I decide to. So we are live streaming Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. My band is. There will be a video posted Saturday morning at 11, and I will stream myself randomly from my basement when I feel like it. So thanks again. I appreciate all of you very, very much. I've had a really good time with you guys tonight. It really means a lot. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time, and keep on rocking.